People who voted to leave the European Union have many questions. What does it mean to leave the EU? What is the EU? Will I get my second vote? What the bloody hell? And will we now be called Great Britain? You need answers, which is why we offer a free book written by Satiric Comics, who already jabbed at the Brexit crisis. Call toll-free or go to brexitbook.info. There is no obligation, so go online now.
Morning, Geeks! Geeks. How you doing? Jeffrey Powers here from Geekazine. Think magazine, put in a geek. You got me, and you got the show. Morning, Geeks. It is a nice Friday morning, and it is it's a holiday weekend in the United States. Technically, it's holiday on Monday, so that makes the whole weekend a holiday because it's the middle of summer. It's beautiful. So, happy Armed Forces Day, happy Canada Day, happy Children's Day, Communist Party of China Foundings Day, the Day of Officials and Civil Servants, Doctors Day, Emancipation Day, Engineers Day, Hong Kong Special Administrative Region Establishment Day, Independence Day in Burundi, Independence Day in Rwanda, Independence Day in Somalia, what else? International Tartan Day, July Morning Tradition in Bulgaria, happy Kedi Kodi Emancipation Day in Suriname, happy Medria Day, hopefully that's right, happy Moving Day, Newfoundland and Labor Memorial Day, Republic Day in Ghana, Sir Karma Day. Hopefully I said that right, or else my karma's all gone. So, happy Territory Day in British Virgin Islands, and the first day of Van Mahotsav. Hopefully I pronounced that right, too. And, of course, happy 4th of July weekend for everybody that's celebrating in the United States, or what I like to call the dog next door's bout with PTSD all weekend long. It's a whole weekend of bangs, pops, sizzles, squeaks, oohs, ahs, and I sit here realizing that summer is almost over. And it just begun, too. At least it's Liv Tyler's birthday. Happy 39th birthday to her. All right, lots of great stuff to get through today. We've, don't have any new tech this week to review. Usually around 4th of July is kind of a quiet week. I don't get too much stuff in. So did a lot of gigging out there this last week. Lots of cool gigs. And the best part was 2 of those gigs were completely out of the blue. I was just sitting at home. Somebody called me and said, "Hey, we need you to play." It's like, okay. So I'm off playing and rocking and rolling and having a good time. And you can too. You can always be a good musician. You can always be a musician. Be a musician or a good musician. Really doesn't matter. So as long as you're playing music, that is the key right there. So it looks like our screen is not working right. Well, let me fix that really quick. I hate it. I got the new copy of Wirecast, and it looks like we get every now and then it causes problems. So let's see what we can fix here in a couple seconds, because we need this. And hold on one second here as I'm trying to remember how this goes. We change the source and we change it to local desktop presenter 2. Nope, that didn't work. Oh, I love it when this happens. Let's flip it over here and you get a question mark. And let's flip it over here and it's no game feed detected. Well, let's try that. There we go. Hey. Now you saw some back production. Sorry about that. You know, as new programs get loaded on and updates get fixed, there's tweaks, this and that and the other thing we need to fix. So, but anyway, go over to geekazine.com. You can go over there. You can check everything out. And we've got, of course, I talk about Cannonball and their little bowling alley this last week, Wirecast 7, which I shall give you a first look on. And then, of course, last week's episode of Morning Geeks, which you're more than welcome to watch again and again and again. You know, kind of like Star Wars. I've seen it 52 times. I've seen Morning Geeks 52 times. It's pretty much the same thing, right? Yeah, well, let's hope so. So, anyway, I hope you're having a great morning. Because of that, let's get you into the news. News and go from there. Let's bring that up Hello, and let's do that. All right, Netflix has ordered a 10-episode series rebooting the 1960s sci-fi classic show Lost in Space. With Matt Sazma and Burke Sharpless at the writing helm, the show will premiere sometime in 2018. Maybe Matt LeBlanc will get another shot at this. But maybe how about as Dr. Zachary Smith? Oh wait, nobody will believe that. Never mind. All right, let's stop that there. Final Fantasy geeks are all abuzz yesterday as the newest game in the franchise was released in the United States. Final Fantasy Brave Exvius is ready for your iOS and Android device. It's already seen about 6.5 million players in Japan, or is that 6.5 million hackers trying to get into the system to game it? The game is actually free to play, thousands of dollars to keep up with the others. Bryan Cranston as Zordon? Well, believe it or not, he was Zordon back in 1993 when all costumes were foam rubber. He got the role after playing villain Snizzard and Tin Man in the first season. Of course, there wasn't much physical acting as Zordon, but was basically a face in a tube. Kind of like the Wizard of Oz, except with Power Rangers. Have you ever thought of filling your swimming pool and putting your favorite drink into it? Similar to what Will Forte did in The Last Man on Earth. At least he used tequila. Well, the crew at Texrax thought it would be very interesting to do something very, very similar with Coke. Coca-Cola, that is. 1,500 gallons of it. The viral YouTube channel decided not only to fill the pool with ice and Coca-Cola, but also have this guy by the name of Ryan jump into it and actually fly the Phantom 4 into the pool. Now, I'm not sure why they would do that. Even I could tell you that drone was gonna crash and burn and not work afterwards because it's Coke. It's actually any liquid. You know, if it falls into the river, it's not gonna work. If it throws into the Coke, it's not gonna work. If it throws into the tequila and Will Forte's pool, it's not gonna work. Not gonna work. But hey, at least Ryan's now gonna enjoy a life of blood monitoring and insulin shots. Ugh, would you jump into a vat of Coca-Cola? Let me know. Tweet me over at Geekazine. All right, the Enterprise is back on display at the Smithsonian after a careful cleanup was performed by top model experts. 952 holes were carefully fixed to finish that restoration. The 11-foot-long starship hung in the gift shop of the National Air and Space Museum in Washington, D.C. Really? It just sat there it sat there? I would have bought it. I would have walked up, hey, how much is that Enterprise? I think I'll buy it. Crazy. Nobody bought that anyway, so. And finally, remember kids,
N is for Nougat. That's good enough for me.
Android N will bring Google further down the VR rabbit hole and also have Daydream into their system. Since the last release was Marshmallow, will this next release be Peanut? It's going to be a very tasty Android system, I suppose. Yeah. So, The King of the Apes, Star Trek, and a 3D Kelvin on New to This Week. It's a quiet week for geeky movies, but we still have the story of Tarzan in the movie The Legend of Tarzan. This is a coming home story as Tarzan visits his former jungle home to investigate a mining encampment and what they're doing to the jungle. Using CGI animals and a non-CGI Alexander Skarsgård, the movie will most likely see a lot of running and swinging from the trees. Margot Robbie, Christopher Waltz, and Samuel L. Jackson are also part of this movie. But what was the cool this week? I participated in a drum circle. The next trailer for Star Trek Beyond was released, and whereas the Smithsonian is trying to restore the Enterprise, Chris Pine has no problem completely destroying it. This movie, which is set to hit theaters on July 22nd, is supposed to take the crew out into deep space, as they've been promising for a while now. Another trailer released this week is DreamWorks' Trolls, starring Justin Timberlake, Anna Kendrick, Zooey Deschanel, and James Corden. The movie is very similar to Inside Out, happy versus realistic. No doubt it'll be a great movie to take the kids to. Speaking of no doubt, there'll also be new music by Timberlake and Gwen Stefani. What is cool about this Calvin and Hobbes comic? Maybe the fact that it's 3D modeled. Now up on sketchfab.com, you can see it using your computer or VR device. But not as cool as a drum flash mob. And that is new to this week. All right, one thing that I forgot to put into that video was another movie that's getting released today. I'm actually very excited about it. The Purge, election year. Now, this is the third movie in the Purge series, and the second one, I was pretty impressed with the second one. The first one was okay, well, of course, with Ethan, I can't remember the actor's name. Ethan, that's the first name I can remember, about where you have a 12-hour period where crime is okay. You loot, you kill, you do what you have to do to survive, and so... The first one was good. The second one actually I thought was a little bit better, and also set up characters for this third one. The third one, the premise is they're trying to I don't know if she's a senator or whatnot. She is trying to stop the Purge. Don't need the Purge anymore. And of course, there's a lot of people out there that, we want the Purge. We want this to happen. So lock your doors. And of course, she's probably going to be the target of attack in this movie. Can't wait to see it. I'm actually going to go see it in theaters. I am not a big horror movie genre person. This is more on the suspense line than the horror line, although there is a lot of blood and gore and blah, blah, blah. But I'm excited about this movie because, certain types of movies do excite me. I like The Ring. I love the Saw movies. I'm a big fan of those. So the Purge is getting onto that list, and I'm really excited about that. All right, finally. I got asked to explain what freebooting is. It's a problem that plagues content creators like myself. For someone that thinks it's super cool, I gotta steal somebody's content. Yeah, that's awesome. So, freebooting is where you have a video where I would create, and then it ends up being on somebody else's social channels like Facebook. They'll actually rip it from YouTube to put it on Facebook, or they'll rip it from Facebook to put it on Facebook. Basically, there are Facebook pages that contain nothing but freebooted videos that have millions of views, whereas mine only has 25, 30. Only problem is they don't point back to the original creator. And not only do they steal the revenue, but they also steal some of the subscribers. Now, if I was to rip an episode of Friends, for example, and put it on Facebook, it would be down within hours, maybe even minutes. But even that Coke video that I showed, that we talked about earlier in the news there, when I went up to the Facebook trending feed, I saw 2 to 3 different freebooted versions of that video. And they were getting views. The one I looked at most had about 25,000 views from it. Probably has a lot more. But, even with a small number like 25,000, that's 25,000 that the creator doesn't see. Now, you might be asking if I'm actually freebooting videos by doing, like, in the New to This Week segment. And actually, I'm not, because it's not the whole movie or show. I omit key elements like sound for most of the videos, and it's also meant to promote the video or show that I'm talking about. And of course, I give credit, as you see on the bottom corner. There's always credit to where the movie or TV show is. Now, The Verge highlighted one freebooter back in March. Actor by the name of Tyrese Gibson lifted hundreds of videos and put them onto his own page. This page was more popular than celebrities like One Direction, Justin Bieber, Kim Kardashian. He's since then stopped doing this practice, but not without major consequence to a lot of content creators that were supposed to get all those views. Now, some freebooters will go as far as taking out all logos and blurring out any type of mention of the source. And that's really sad. Meme videos, you'll see the videos and they'll have text on the top, text on the bottom saying, "You won't believe this kid's awesome," some drummer or something like that, whatever the video is. Meme videos basically will cover all the logos and stuff like that, and actually can be a little bit harder for you to find out there on Facebook world. Facebook announced rights management back in April, which is a tool that allows video makers to set copyright parameters, very similar to what YouTube does. However, when someone changes your video, when they add the meme boxes to it and just basically remove most of that, they can actually be blurring out your copyrighted video as it's seen by some of these algorithms. And if somebody rips these videos from other sources and edits, that copyright information is not there to begin with, making it even harder to find. So what do? You don't know if a video is legit or not. You just want to see the funny person just jump around and juggle and all that other stuff and be entertained. Or maybe just even pass it. Because keep in mind, from the Coke thing, 25,000 views, how many of those views were actually people seeing it and then just kind of having it on their feed for about 20 seconds and then moving on, not really watching the video? So it does work a little bit on the other way, but when you get to 1 million views, people are watching those videos. They're not just passing them by. So what do? You don't know the content's legit. Like I said, you want to watch the funny guy do the juggly thing and whatever. Most likely, if they don't basically credit the original source, they block out logos. They go out of their way to kind of make it look like it's their own, but you kind of know it's not really their own. Do a quick internet search. Look for the video. See if it looks completely different than what they have up there. If you can find the original source, let them know by commenting from the original source. If you are in Facebook, comment on the freebooted video. Use that hashtag Freeboot. Just pound Freeboot and put it in the comments and say, I think this is a Freeboot video. Because this freebooter might get millions of views. But if you put it in the comment, if somebody's scrolling through and they go, "Oh, this might be a freebooted video," let's find the original source so we can give the original content creator credit. Because, if you think about it, if any type of content like this would be like if you took a bulldozer, you went through town, you just started leveling buildings, and you got to the end of those buildings and somebody said, "Stop, you are not supposed to do this." And you go, "Whoops. What are you going to do? The buildings are already demolished. People already watched the video. They're not going to watch the video a second time. The damage has been done. So the faster that you can stop the bulldozer from bulldozing down your buildings, the easier it is going to be for you." So, and if you don't think this is an issue, then simply go to work. Go to work and tell your boss, "Hey, don't pay me for a week. I'll just do my work. We'll do it for free." Because that's what happens when you watch a freebooted video, is you are taking away money from the content creators. And therefore, they lose the subscribers, they lose the revenue, and it's just sad. It's just sad. And then content creators stop creating content, and then you sit there in the middle of dead of summer when there's no shows to watch and go, "Man, there's not even anything on YouTube. Gosh." What do you think? I know it's tough because, like I said, you just want the content, and the content free flows on Facebook. You just scroll and scroll and scroll and scroll and scroll and go, ha, 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 juggling clowns, la, la, whatever. Maybe you don't like clowns. I don't know. Some people are scared clowns. That's okay. So, juggling performers, guy with a pen going blah, 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 blah. Yeah, that's what I want. And of course, memes. I love memes. So anyway, let me know. Tweet me over at Geekazine. Think Magazine put in a geek over at Geekazine. And of course, you can email me, geekazine@gmail.com. All right, it looks like we had a great number of viewers. Thank you very much for coming to the show early morning on a Friday. It's like, what do you do? It's Friday morning. It's all what? Friday morning. So 4th of July weekend, it's going to be a fun weekend. So be safe. Don't drink and drive. Click it and ticket. All those, those PSAs out there, they're meant for a reason. That is, so on July 5th, when you go back to work, you don't have a story like, I was sat in the drunk tank all week. I'm going to go to court next week. I'm going to lose my license the week after. And since my job requires me to drive, I'll probably lose my job. So be safe, have fun, watch out for some of the fireworks, and be very aware of some of these pets out there that do get things like PTSD when major fireworks go off. I was at an event where they did do fireworks earlier this year and met a very sweet dog, a bloodhound that actually found girls in Colorado. They went out there and this bloodhound did his job, and yet he's completely afraid of fireworks, and it was just a sad thing to watch. I'm not getting all Sarah McLachlan on you or anything like that. We're not going to do Arms of the Angel and show you puppies and stuff like that, but something to be very aware of. If you do have a pet, monitor them, and if you don't know if they're afraid of fireworks or not, watch for it, and if they are, get some precautions. Put them into a room, a nice cool room that doesn't have that much noise, and go from there. Enough of the PSA on there. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you very much for listening. You can tweet me over at Geekazine. You can check out geekazine.com. Thanks a lot. We will see you next week when we'll have another Morning Geeks, and we'll be rocking and rolling. So you guys geek out and take care.